From the Detroit Free Press, it's Monday. Here are today's top stories, presented by Bush's Fresh Food Market. Calling all foodies, Bush's is hiring. Are you passionate about food, looking for growth, development, and excellent wages? Come grow with Bush's and apply online at bushes.com/join-our-team. That's Bush's, BUSCHS.com/join-our-team.
I'm Paul Egan reporting for the Detroit Free Press. Former Detroit Police Chief James Craig was criticized in 2013 when he told a community group a suspected carjacker ran toward his car one night and he responded by speeding away. The incident is getting renewed scrutiny. Craig is now the front-runner for the Republican nomination for governor, and he's touted his police credentials with statements like, "We don't retreat here in Detroit." At the time, a police department spokesman said Craig was smart to drive away and get to safety. But Craig told the Free Press Thursday that's not what happened. He said he instead accelerated into a U-turn and got behind the car the man had emerged from. The man got back inside the car and it sped away before he got the plate number. Craig said he didn't pursue the car because he was driving an unmarked vehicle and that would violate department policy.
This is J.C. Reindl for the Detroit Free Press. The former Dearborn Hyatt Hotel has been sold. The new owner is a New York real estate company called Rhodium Capital. Rhodium plans to transform the 773 hotel rooms into 375 upscale apartments. It also plans to reopen the building's restaurants, including the Rotunda. This is a $50 million project, and it likely won't be done until 2024. The hotel has been closed since December 2018. Its former owner had to forfeit the hotel after he was arrested in Canada on various money laundering allegations. The sale was handled by the U.S. Marshals Service. However, the Marshals Service isn't saying how much the hotel sold for or what will happen to the money.
I'm Susan Tompor, and I'm a columnist at the Detroit Free Press. When it comes to calculating Social Security benefits, there are all sorts of twists and turns that many people don't know a thing about, and frankly, they don't need to. Take the average wage index. Normally, it's just part of the formula. But for the past year, the growth of that index has created a great deal of fear for those born in 1960, or people who turned 62 in 2022. In congressional testimony in July 2020, the Social Security Administration's chief actuary suggested that benefits for this group could end up being 9% lower thanks to a quirk in this index. We're talking about more than 4 million people. Now, the good news. The recession wasn't nearly as horrific as many had expected, and that wage index actually went up, not down. So those turning 62 can stop worrying about a 9% benefits cut. It's not going to happen. But it is a quirk that continues to remain on the horizon, and it could hurt families in the future when there is a deep economic downturn. The Urban Institute noted that a group born in 1949 saw a similar issue after the Great Recession in 2009. That group did see a small cut in Social Security benefits over their lifetime. Experts say the fix is pretty easy, but Congress would need to address it to avoid future headaches.
This is Neeraj Wargu of the Detroit Free Press with some news about a contentious election in a Detroit suburb. In Dearborn, 2 candidates competing for mayor are clashing just days before the election next week to determine the next leader of Michigan's 7th largest city. Mayoral candidate Gary Woronchak, a former state representative and former Wayne County commissioner, and a city council candidate, Khalil Othman, say that there is a WhatsApp message circulating with anti-white views that tells Arab American voters to cast their ballots for only Arab candidates. The 2 candidates also allege that supporters of mayoral candidate Representative Abdullah Hammoud are intimidating voters into not supporting Woronchak. It's unclear who was behind the WhatsApp messages. Hammoud is calling for unity and said his opponent is running negative attacks while he is focused on policy issues to help Dearborn. For more information on this story, visit freep.com.
I'm Andrew Hammond for the Free Press Sports Department. This weekend saw the best and worst of football in the state of Michigan. On Saturday, the Michigan State Spartans climbed out of a 16-point hole to defeat rival Michigan 37-33. Sunday, both schools remained in the USA Today Top 25 Coaches poll. Michigan State comes in at number 6. Michigan, still in the top 10, has the number 10 slot. If that produced the best of football in the state of Michigan over the weekend, the Detroit Lions were on the bad end of the spectrum, to the shock of absolutely nobody. On Halloween, the Lions put up a horrific performance against the Philadelphia Eagles that resulted in a 44-6 loss. The Lions are now 0-8 on the season and thankfully have a bye week coming up. It has not been determined if the bye week is favored over the Lions.
For more stories from the Detroit Free Press, be sure to check out freep.com. That's FREEP.com. If you're a fan and want to support our quality local journalism, subscribe. Go to freep.com/special offer.